All right, good afternoon, everyone.
Hello,
good evening.
everybody.
Maybe good morning.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, Lindsay Munro in the house, everyone.
Hey, guys.
This is really fun for us since we're broadcasting from the San Francisco office.
It's true.
We get to pull in all sorts of cool people.
Yes.
And you're our latest cool person. So everybody give Lindsay Munro a warm welcome. I don't know if you can tell people kind of what you do here.
Yeah, so I work on the social channels to do with Adobe XD. For those of you that like to tune into our live content and are fans of the Adobe XD Facebook page, you will find me there every Monday morning at 10 a.m. Well, almost every Monday morning with Damien Borba. And we do all sorts of fun things there. We do demos, we do sneaks, we do all sorts of great Adobe XD related things.
Yeah, I think that's cool because you also do some sneaks. I know Damien does. I'm hoping we can get some of that out of you. Maybe we will, maybe we won't, we'll see. That's my goal.
Yeah, well, I'm usually the one telling Damien to not sneak everything, so we'll see, guys.
Oh, that's interesting, because I know he does. He will just sneak something and not think twice about it.
It's true.
He's like, oh yeah, I just showed that. Oh, was I not supposed to? I'm like, hey dude, that's all you, man. You do your thing. So.
Yeah. That's the beautiful thing about tuning into these live streams.
Yeah, it is cool. So yeah, we're gonna tackle this because we really we obviously don't have Natalie today. We can still talk about the creative residency, but it was cool having her yesterday, talking about that residency, which we'll still bring up, and we can always post that link as well.
It's true.
But yeah, it's really cool. So it's good to see lots of familiar faces.
Ah, you missed me on the Monday stream. Hi, Matthias.
Val's helping out. Good to see you, Ryan Ford. If you are new here, we would love to hear from you. If it's your first time joining us, that would be awesome. Laura, good having you. Laura's in Colombia, so I feel like she always kind of joins us in the afternoon.
Oh, nice.
Which is cool.
It's great.
Honestly, there's a lot of things, quite frankly, going on with XD. There's an update that was just released, so we'll kind of touch upon all those details, because sometimes we just don't have a chance to talk about it because we're, solving, sort of app problems, if you will, or whatever. So we'll talk about some of the new features, and I also want to talk about this.
We had a very big day for Adobe XD yesterday. It was big.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear about stuff?
You're about to, whether you like it or not. Here we are. So this is really cool. So 5 free UI kits.
Yeah.
I didn't even know this was coming. I didn't know.
I did.
And so super cool.
Yeah.
Essentially, I can go ahead and post a link to these assets, but these are the 5 free UI kits.
Yeah, 5 free UI kits. Top UX designers. We partnered with them, and they created kits that we're hoping will help you guys, help you kickstart. Oh, geez. Oh, dear.
He's
trying to embarrass him already.
No,
we're
that's
off to
a great
start.
photo. Come on.
So 5 free UI kits made for XD, made with Adobe XD by 5 pretty rockin' designers.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
So super cool. So again, watch. We can kind of click through all these. I've already downloaded all of them. The Sky Travel Companion UI kit. This is the one that they're actually starting with today. So the contest is all about, booking a trip.
Right.
And this is the asset that they're using.
True.
And it's super coll.
Yeah, this is designed by Sarah Parmenter. A lot of you guys probably know her on Twitter as @Sazzy. So that's SAZZY or ZZY. Sorry, my Canadian showing.
That's funny.
And yeah, so she created this app to material design standards, and personally, some great color choices, I think.
Yeah, no, I think so too. We were admiring it earlier today. I was with Ali Weir, but we can kind of dive into some of this.
Oh, there's Sarah.
Oh, yeah, Sarah.
There she is.
You know what? And this is great because you could actually steal this and use this as a profile image if you need one too.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
Sarah,
she's really well known. She's got 50,000 Twitter followers,
okay,
so I think people would catch on.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So. But nonetheless, like you mentioned, she has this all squared away.
Yeah, she does. And she made great use of the assets panel, and all the character styles are there. All the fonts in these UI kits, by the way, you can get them on Typekit. There's a little link and instructions in each of the UI kits to show you where to get those.
Yeah, that's way cool. So again, I just have the assets panel open right here. As you may or may not know, but a lot of these are linked. So I'm just going to show all these, and then I'm just going to change a color. So I right-click, edit, And then I can kind of tweak this and see what changes as well. So I'll just kind of tweak this to, again, a teal or something.
Ooh,
but you could
good.
see how it changes like over here and all that fun stuff.
Sarah built this right.
So,
Yep.
So yes, we'll see if Natalie joins us tomorrow. So she just had something come up, and we're going to find out more details later. But I think this was a cool opportunity to have Lindsay come in, and we're also going to try to pry information out of her as well on like what's next. Like I don't know, actually, there might be some things that are public that are coming soon that might be like info out there. Like there might be.
True.
Like I want to know because I know there's some things like we have CC libraries, for instance.
Right.
Like I can open this up. I can see there's mostly raster images in here, like bitmap images. So the next common question you might get is like, when are the vector assets going to be available? Might be one.
Well, what I can say is that like these common requests, things like vector images, like those are on the team's radar. They're working on this. Like we wouldn't be Adobe if we weren't. So I can tell you that much.
No, that's cool. And typically all I do, by the way, is like, so these are actually some of the assets that I was working on. But if I go into Illustrator, like here they are. All I do is just a copy and paste. Makes it super easy. So I just typically just grab these. I don't necessarily need to use a Creative Cloud library. So if it's not there now, I know it's going to be available soon as I kind of paste this in. And this is all vector. And those fonts are going to come through and all that.
Yeah, there's always the workaround. Yeah.
Felicia, what am I drinking today? Some fantastic Phil's coffee. We're not sponsored by Phil's, but I would love it if
I don't have a Phil's.
I know.
How rude.
Heartbreaking. We invite you down here.
Know.
We don't even give you coffee.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
I'll survive.
I owe you big time.
Phil's Coffee is like a San Francisco institution.
It is.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever had a coffee so well blended. Like, I normally drink my coffee black, but if you want a little cream and sugar in there, they'll make sure that, like, it's done just right.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. And that's sort of along the lines of what we're going to do today, essentially. Because the challenge is, like I mentioned earlier, create a book a trip app, basically creating this prototype, using that UI kit we have just shown, post it to this URL, as I think a lot of you have been doing. We might actually have you help just kind of like take a look at some of those. Either way, I could always send you a link, and then you might help us like preview some of them. But I thought this was kind of interesting because you are going to say if you're going to San Francisco.
Right.
Like
that's just like a line in a song, too. You should have,
Oh, is it really?
I'm not going to sing. I don't do that well. Anyway,
okay. So I was trying to get you to sing. So. But nonetheless, like, I think this is a big deal. Like, I know there are apps out there for booking a hotel and a flight, which is totally cool.
Right.
But, like, what about, like, Phil's? I had no idea this was, like, a thing here in town.
It's true.
And, like, how would you know? And could there be, like, an app out there that tells you about all maybe it's more of the underground things that are going on in San Francisco, or just that are available in San Francisco, like Phil's.
Like Phil's.
Like Blue Bottle Coffee, for instance.
Blue Bottle also makes a list. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then, and just even the history, in this awesome city.
San Francisco has history that runs deep.
Yeah.
The good, the bad, the ugly. It's all there.
How long have you lived here, actually?
So I've been in San Francisco for about 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So you're kind of discovering a lot of this as well. So this is good.
Yeah.
So that's the idea, is like my plan here for the next hour and a half is to build out my own little travel app on the interesting random trivia facts of like wherever you are. So if you find yourself in San Francisco, it's like, hey, did you know the person who invented the fortune cookie is that was invented in Chinatown? That's true. Or the steepest street actually isn't Lombard Street. It's a different street that's at 32 degrees. So that kind of interesting stuff is kind of, does that sound good to you?
That sounds great to me.
Okay. You're like, hey, I'm not designing anything.
Like Lombard Street
I don't have to do
is
anything
a
work.
really neat tourist attraction, but there are some crazy streets in San Francisco. There are some streets you walk up and they turn to stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when you know it's a steep street.
Yes.
In fact, I was reading that somewhere. So yes, it's the Filbert Street, as it's known. And here's just some of the facts. It's between Hyde and Leavenworth. It's at 31 degrees. So this is one of those that actually might have.
I think I've actually been on this street. Yeah. Yeah, it's a great workout.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
I love it. So again, that's the idea. The idea for the app is just create a travel exploring app. give you info on interesting facts about an area. All the odd things that you won't necessarily find in other places is the idea. So that's what I'm going to get working on. I'm going to be throwing in a ton of tips and everything as well. Even some of the new features is the plan. If that works for you, Mitch and Vahid and Arbor, hopefully you're working on your own app as well. Scott, good to have you here.
Scott, it's great to see you on this stream. He's like a regular on our Monday stream, so it's
Oh,
nice
really?
to see some of our Monday crowd on here too. And also, Drill, there's a Phil's secret menu. Can you enlighten us a little bit? We'd
I would
love
like
to
to
see
know.
what you order in the chat. That's great.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
I like it. So when you say you stream on Monday,
Yeah.
where are you streaming at?
On the Adobe Facebook page. You guys should head over there and give us
Okay.
a like and a follow. And
Adobe,
keep up to date.
Adobe XD on Facebook?
Yes. So like the URL is facebook.com/Adobe XD CC.
Adobe XD CC.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
We
So I'm
post
gonna-
lots of great things there, like links to UI kits and product release announcements. So
Yeah.
it's
No,
a good,
that's really
It's a good
cool.
spot to follow.
And honestly, like, follow Adobe XD on Twitter. because
And
that's,
Twitter,
That's
too.
where you're posting a lot of these links when you release these UI kits.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so let's kind of dive into this. Oh, see, again, I can't pronounce your name, but again, if you're in Kosovo,
Wow,
tell
we've
me
got people from
about all the
over.
cool stuff that could be 5 feet from me in Kosovo. I don't know if you can tell me, Shkodran? Might not be saying that right. That's the idea. I'm going to dive into this. So if you can keep an eye on chat.
Yeah, I'll be watching. Let's see
that
what
would
people
be
are saying out there.
Cool. Again, I just at least have to.
Ooh, it sounds like so. Back to the secret menu at Phil's, since that is pretty important
Mm-hmm.
and pressing. It sounds like they have a red velvet. There's no details as to what that might be, but it does sound compelling.
Red velvet does sound
Yeah.
kind of awesome.
I mean, a red velvet cupcake is something I'm a fan of.
Yeah.
So, or just red velvet cake in general. So that
so,
could be good.
facts. One thing I do need for sure is eventually come up with a name for this app. Just FYI. Right now, I'm just gonna be putting in some placeholder info. So I don't know
Nice.
if it's like, you know, odd facts.
Odd
like,
facts from odd people. I like
yeah,
it.
like, or yeah, just like odd. I don't know what you'd not necessarily just facts, but you know, odd things in the area.
Oddities?
So, oddities. Let's go with oddities. I like it. Oddities. Oh, and we can do something fun with this actually. As I look at this, like let's just go in here. Zoop. So any shape we draw, you can just double click on it, and now you have access to those points. And you know, we can take any of these Bezier points or Bezier. Like I just double clicked on it. I made it a sharp point because I want to turn this into kind of like a map
Location pen.
Yeah.
Good idea, Paul.
So let's do that. And this is another thing I like, by the way, as I draw this.
Laura,
out.
we are coming to you live from San Francisco.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
San Francisco. Beautiful city.
City by the bay.
Then we have. We could see the Golden Gate Bridge right over there. Can't you see it? Right out there. Yeah. And then the
Yes,
Bay
it's
Bridge.
somewhere over there.
And Coit Tower is right there.
Just beyond
Work
these
with
walls.
me. They can't see that side. They just know it's like it's just
It's
a
gorgeous. You should see the view.
big empty box. we could dream. I love this, by the way. As I dive into this, by the way, so I need to punch a hole in this, and again, this is something I want in like Illustrator, but just be able to, yeah, subtract. Sure. But the thing is like, if I didn't get this perfect, I can actually double click inside of it and be like, hey, you know what? I need to move that over a little bit. Okay, so I don't lose data when I do a Boolean operation,
Right.
which is, again, really cool. And now I want this in all the other apps.
It's pretty helpful.
Yeah.
Something tells me you'll find a few things like that in XD. So
I like it.
people are really talking about our laptop stickers a lot. I've got like a pretty talking about the
yeah,
secret
so,
menu.
yeah, so,
Paul's is like a single sticker. It's like a skin for his laptop. Mine is like a pretty robust collection of all the XD, old logo, new logo,
who is
wires.
that?
This is Andy Vitale. He's like,
Okay.
he's pretty awesome. He's a UX designer. He works for Polaris.
That's awesome. Like,
Yeah.
who wouldn't want like a sticker of themselves? That's just kind of cool.
So there's this awesome podcast you guys have probably heard of called User Defenders, and Andy was a guest on there, and all of the podcast guests, they illustrate. Well, they have an artist that does illustrations of them, so he had stickers done up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he gave it to me at Max this year, so.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
All about it.
Yeah,
and
it's
that's
pretty great.
what's fun about being a designer. It's like I could go out and, I mean, the big thing, like this is just one I designed. This was actually made in Illustrator and Photoshop, but you know, that's kind of what you want to do as a designer. It's like,
true.
let me make something.
Well, I got a few on here that are.
Ooh, that's kind of, do I do something like that? I don't know. It doesn't
It kind of looks like a chat bubble / location. I think those on top, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. So that's the thing. Anytime you're modifying a
If only
word.
there was one. If you had one less letter, you could make it the dot of the I. But you know.
No,
Sometimes the English language doesn't cooperate. Although if this is like a true startup app, we do need to drop a couple vowels here. Like it should be like on the T's, or like it needs to be spelled weird or something.
That's very true.
Yeah.
It's true. Let's kind of just, I'm going to click through some of these fonts. I love this.
That
mean,
works.
this is, I don't think it is a typekit font, but nonetheless, I love the roundedness of it.
It is nice. It's a good start.
Oh, Gerald has
A question on UX UI podcast. Well, User Defenders is definitely one. We actually did a roundup blog post on UX UI podcasts, which you can find on the Adobe blog. And I think we have a list of 10 on there. It's pretty good. You should check that out. Get a link to you on that. And then, Paul, we're getting requests for the skins on your laptop. I think this must be a custom, like one and only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of is a one and only thing, but I'll have to post it somewhere. Like essentially you can, you know, I have a whole bunch of bookmarks on, you know, basically you can design your own laptop cover. I think I got this from, it used to be called Jelliskins was the company.
And then it turned into Nuvango. But
Nuvango, which was like horrible. Like
they moved it
liked,
back. They're Jelliskins
now.
again.
Thank you.
They went back to their old brand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
No, that's a real thing.
I like that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go in here, just like get this color matched up. So, and then I can add it. This is one way to do it.
Smooth transition.
Yeah. Just to, kind of give it that nice transition. And we'll add some fun to this because since it's Oddities, it's too normal. We can add some of that fun in it. Like it kind of needs like a fun, like star or something is what I'm thinking. I'm just going to use Illustrator because this is going to be easy. Just grab this star tool right over here, draw that out. And by the way, like I'm going to give some other tips for other apps, but I can hold down the Option key. So if I want a true star, I have that option. But I'm thinking just like, I kind of want just like something that says, hey, it's a little odd. Copying that, pasting it in. Let's do like a different color as well. I'm like everybody else in that like I'm really digging like hot pink.
You're getting the XD pink in. I'm kind of rocking it today in my sweater a little bit.
Yeah, seriously, look at this.
It's close.
That is so close.
So
That's
close.
good. Look at that. Yeah. Oh, by the way, these are some fancy XD socks.
XD socks.
Thank you and your team as well. So these are gifts that we will give out to a lucky random winner probably at the top of the hour, 2 p.m. PST. So basically 40 minutes. So yeah, let's do that.
Nice.
All right, so I'm going to get moving on this. Let's duplicate this. I'm going to actually dive into that kit as well. So let's open that up.
What are we going to use?
I don't know, like you need to...
We'll probably need a map function. Yeah. An artboard with some sort of map, maybe.
This. Here we go. And this is what I was kind of looking for. Essentially, something like this. So I need to steal some of these. Ooh, this is actually, like you said, this is actually a repeat grid.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool. So let's just drop this in. I think it does need to be something like this. But I don't want to force them to sign up or log in. I want to like, is that cool?
Yeah,
like,
well, thinking about the purpose of this app, you probably don't need a login.
yeah. Guest. Would you just say guest?
Yeah, guest would be good.
Like, I'm thinking a way to just like bypass the sign up and log in.
Guest or get tips now or something.
Okay.
Or like start exploring, something like that. Nice.
Or something like that. Yeah. So
That's good.
yeah, open to suggestions there.
Yeah. What would you do?
Do you say guest?
Do you say
Does
guest?
it say...
Continue as guest. The continue
Ooh.
as is a good modifier.
That's good.
Thank you for that excellent suggestion.
Guest.
Scott also for weighing in there. Esther and Scott.
Cool.
Great.
So I honestly, what I want to see is I want to, honestly, like you said, a map view. I think we need to dive into like a map view, like where I am and what's near me. So
Yeah.
let's steal
Get that
as well.
GPS integration going.
Yeah. What you got here? Admit there may or may not be something here.
So this
that's
is actually
okay.
like a travel companion app, but we do have another UI kit. I don't know if you have that one handy, called Navigo, or the transportation UI kit. That one has lots of maps and cool things. And that's, I mean, this is really designed as like a, it's designed so you can create experiences for the road. So lots of things.
Oh,
so
this is almost just like making it too easy for me. Because this is exactly what I want to do, but I want odd facts. And this is kind of also inspired from Allie. Allie Weir came on. She was on this morning from 9 to 11. And honestly, like, chat was, like, super creative and coming up with these just, like, random puns, like rock puns and things like that. But basically, the writing of that app made it really interesting. Like, oh, this is entertaining to use. So there's kind of an entertainment factor
kind of like
this.
Slack is really good about that. Their copywriting is outstanding.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was another inspiration we had today.
Do we have some Slack users on here? Probably.
Slack.
Imagine.
So we will just drop this in.
I love that we're making use of a couple of kits. It's good.
Yeah. And that's the big thing. It's like
the color scheme kind of matches too, inherently. It's beautiful.
Done.
Look,
I'm done.
yeah, we got some Slack users. That's great.
All right.
Are you guys using Slack to like connect with the design community? And if so, like what groups are you on? I'd like to see some answers on that. That'd be cool.
You know what would be fun for this is like, I think maybe these different, items could have like an oddity rating. We can, based on the categories.
Like how
like how
it's almost like
offbeat.
a rare, how offbeat. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, let's do that.
It's like off the beaten trail. Like you're thinking of a creative like icon to represent that.
I was just going to do the star, but I think we can get more unique. But anyways, nonetheless, actually this is what I could do.
Okay.
Taking this, I'm just going to go ahead and add this as a symbol.
Yeah.
Okay. So now if I change it later, I just need to change it in one spot. So that's what I'll do.
The other thing too is like, I wonder if we want to have more than one symbol to show like different types of oddities, because some will be like fun facts, some will be things that you can actually like partake in, like activity versus.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to start writing that down as well, just because I think this is a good place to do it. So different categories, so we could have facts.
Fun facts.
So we can have some stuff that's more historical.
Yeah, that would be
and then like
the same thing. Good.
Okay, cool. The thing like kind of like a hot, like interesting. Now like the Phil's coffee of the world, coffees of the world. Things going on right now that are cool.
Missing a little E there.
I'm a designer, of course that's gonna happen.
Interesting. Nice.
It's like everybody's like OCD would kick in if I got that wrong. I know this.
So good.
Okay, so fun facts is kind of like the historical. We do is there a category of like, you know, is there food? You know, I'm just
food
writing
and
out
drink.
some
Like, because
things.
one thing that San Francisco is really known for is tiki bars. Like, I feel like other cities are starting to see them pop up, but for a long time, like the tiki bars in San Francisco have been a thing.
Okay.
Or even bars you can get tiki cocktails.
Okay, current events. That's good.
Current events, yeah. San Francisco has some crazy current events.
Oh, man.
Like, so I didn't know about this, but I found out when I moved here about a thing called Beta Breakers. It's like you dress up in costume. It's actually like the world's oldest running foot race. But people like show up in full costume.
Yeah.
Sometimes inebriated. But
Yeah,
definitely in costume. Some actually like seriously run.
Yeah.
Some walk. Some stumble.
Ooh. Oh, this is good. Colin, just kind of thinking about the time of day.
Oh, day or
Like,
night.
Is it like available now or happening now?
Right.
Like, does that have? And again,
Well,
like,
I guess like current implies that it's current.
yeah.
So like maybe like the app will only trigger current events.
Yeah, I think it should, but like, so are you going to get a note? If it's, let's say, for instance, it's 9 p.m. in San Francisco.
Right.
Do you want to know where? Maybe you do want to know where Phil's Coffee is, or do you want a recommendation for a tiki bar or something like that? So that's what I was thinking about, like depending on the time of day.
How smart is this app going to be?
It's going to be like really smart.
Okay, so we'll leave these problems to the developers.
Future, exactly. We're like future leaning, like AI. I kind of like that idea.
So it's like it'll know the time and your location. It'll know your time based on your location, so it'll get your time zone and all that stuff. Kid friendly is a good one for sure.
So museums, like, yeah. So and this is interesting because I think as a guest you might get everything, but think about like as you build a profile, do you start to say these are all my interests? Like whether you like concerts
that's
over
probably
museums or
really
something
important.
like that.
So, and the other thing is remember, we're thinking oddities. So,
Yeah.
like, we can get a little mainstream, but, like, San Francisco has a beatnik museum. So, that's kind of an oddity.
Yeah.
It doesn't fall, like, SF MoMA is probably going to hit your radar, and you should totally go if you're in town, because it's amazing.
Yeah.
But
MoMA,
the
that's a good idea.
beatnik museum might not. Who knows?
I went there the other day, the MoMA, for once in my
MoMA,
life.
not the beatnik museum.
Yeah, I would go to the Beatnik Museum. But also where I'd go is like, what were we talking about earlier? Oh, Irish coffee.
Oh yeah, Irish coffee, the Buena Vista. So
specific.
I'm pretty sure that's the bar that invented the Irish coffee. And if, let's say you get through your whole trip here and you don't make it to get that Irish coffee, they have a location in the international terminal at SFO. So you can squeeze one in on your way out.
And this is what I'm talking about. So like Voodoo Val is talking about, there's a bar with mermaids in San Francisco. So like that weird stuff, like, I don't know, I just like the weird things.
Oh,
like
you know, that's probably the Tonga Room. Because they have, so the Tonga Room is in like the Fairmont. The Fairmont actually in and of itself has a crazy history here. Because I think it was very close to when it was set to opening. Then the 1906 earthquake hit, and a female architect came in and took over the project and said she would reopen the doors within a year. And sure enough, she did.
Wow.
But they had a large indoor pool that they converted into a tiki bar, and it still has it rains inside. And anyway, maybe that's where the mermaids are. Maybe I'm wrong, but the pool is big enough for mermaids.
That is awesome.
Just saying.
Val, I'm sorry. Val was here a couple weeks ago. I'm sorry, Val, we did not take you to the tiki, to the Tonga Room. So that would have been nice. But yes, it is pretty cool because you're right. It's a whole lot of fun. And there's other bars that some of the oldest bars in San Francisco that are like hole in the wall dive bars that might be open like all night because they used to basically provide for all the sailors coming in that might come in at like 4 a.m. and they want a drink. That's where they go. They go to Specs. It's called Specs.
Is it Specs?
Yeah.
Because I've
it could be something else.
I'm actually looking this up because I have I have been to what I thought was San Francisco's oldest bar, and I think it's in the Mission.
Okay, talk to me.
The Mission is like an area in San Francisco. It's really cool. Lots of hip places to eat and drink, and
the Mission. That is a cool place to go eat.
Yeah, they have great stuff there.
Went to the Foreign Cinema there. I don't know if you know that.
I have eaten at the Foreign Cinema.
Yeah,
it's great.
Nice, yeah.
It's really good. They have like outstanding fried chicken.
Yeah, that's exactly what I had last night. Actually.
Oh, were you there
so
last
good,
night?
Yeah,
it's really. I think it's called the Saloon. No, that's not it. Anyway, the verdict is out. If you guys can find the oldest bar in San Francisco, we'd love to see your answer in the chat. That'd be cool.
This is what I want to hear about. Like, so again, Val's talking about a Mermaid Bar in Sacramento. Apparently, who's else? There's Janet says there's one in Montana as well. But like, if I'm in Montana, if I'm in Billings, or if I'm in Morocco, Munir, like, where's a hidden little place that I would go to if I happen to be in Tangier? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and actually, when I was in Tangier, I went to, I don't know, it's like some famous bar, and they're like, yeah, so-and-so would sit here and have his tea. I'm like, this is interesting. I don't know if that's in any of my guidebooks.
Right. I think that's like the Lonely Planet approach, but
okay.
You know, but I think we can up level that a little bit, make it a little more accessible. Elixir is the name of San Francisco's oldest bar, for the record.
Oh.
Anyway.
Elixir. You got it.
Trying to think, because so I'm originally from Toronto area, and I'm thinking about that city and like what would those like hidden haunts be that I recommend to people.
Yeah, you know? That's a good.
Kensington Market in Toronto is pretty outstanding. There's lots of little spots there. It's good.
We can do. The Saloon. Felicia says the Saloon.
The Saloon is definitely one of the oldest. Yeah. Okay, so Old Ship Saloon is the oldest. Wow, we have facts here. Thank you, Internet. The ultimate argument ender.
Old Ship Saloon. All right, let's just something like that. Old Ship Saloon. That's
wow,
cool.
Look at these. We got lots of people weighing in here.
Hugo's from Toronto. Yes. I mean, you know this. I love Toronto.
Poutini's in Toronto. That is fantastic. That is great poutine, and it's not one of the mainstream ones. Okay. And for those who are unfamiliar, poutine is like a Canadian delight, I guess you would call it. It's basically French fries with cheese curds. But the cheese curds, this is what's key to making poutine when it is, because the cheese curds have to like kind of squeak when you eat them. They're like
yeah. I know what you're talking about.
They have to be like proper cheese curds, and they usually are imported from like Quebec.
That's awesome.
And then poutine sauce, but Poutini's definitely nails it. Yeah.
I like it. That's what we're looking for.
We're
like
covering all the healthiest topics on this stream right
now.
The
healthiest.
We got French fries. Well, it's actually like it's kind of perfect, because after you go to these tiki bars, poutine is pretty much the perfect next stop. So we've kind of got it all covered. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you know, think about even notifications. So if the app knows that you're on your phone at 2 a.m., it's going to be like, hey, there's a poutine bar the way.
It knows.
Right? Because that's what you probably have.
We've seen you visited San Francisco's oldest bar. Let us direct you to some pizza.
I like it. Are donaires big in Toronto, or is that more like a...
That's like East Coast Canada.
Okay, that's where I had it, in Nova Scotia.
I know, and so I haven't spent a whole lot of time in the East Coast of Canada, unfortunately, and it's beautiful there, from what I've heard. But they're known for their donaires, so this is embarrassing to admit as a Canadian, but I really don't even think I've had one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Anyway, it's probably gonna get some flack for that in the chat, maybe.
I like it.
Yeah.
Donaire is like, if I recall correctly, it's kind of like almost like served in a pita, and it's since the unique thing about it is like it's a sweet sauce is what they put on it.
It's like that creamy, sweet, white garlic sauce. It's garlic and like icing. I don't even know.
Which sounds kind of gross.
Which, you know, for someone who like really hasn't eaten this, I have like a very deep knowledge of it because it's talked about so much. Like it's very
That's
weird.
kind of funny.
Yeah.
So just so you know what I'm doing is I'm looking for resources. Like we're talking about all these, basically
Right.
these different categories. So I'm just like researching assets, basically icons that I can either create or find. So I actually just opened up the wires, as you well know. Wires, wireframe. It's been here for a while.
Janet, I assure you, we have not been to every bar in the city.
Speak for yourself.
Wow.
No, I'm just joking.
My prime partying years are well behind me.
Oh, man.
So
Yeah,
good.
my favorite bar happens to be in Toronto. Bar Chef is my favorite bar.
Oh, in Toronto, yeah. That's where you get the real classy cocktails.
Yeah, that come with dry ice and, gin, like Jell-O cubes and everything. So maybe we need like an icon that's kind of like maybe a drink. Maybe there's food and drink. I was also using the noun project, by the way, just talking about resources. Yeah. So let's just do drink. See what we get.
So many great icons. Do you guys like icons? Do you use icons a lot?
This is
curious.
I love the...
Not dropping any hints here, but just curious.
Oh, this is so good. Like, what if just at a glance you can identify what a place is based on the icon? So here's coffee, and it could be this as well. But if it's in the evening, is it something, we're looking for fancy cocktail.
Fancy cocktail? Well,
maybe be this, like
the one with the umbrella drink. Usually, that could be good for the tiki.
Like maybe this one?
Because when I think of a tiki cocktail, I do think of umbrellas.
Ooh, this one's good. What do you think?
That's less tiki.
Okay, so...
Because, tiki cocktails come in, crazy cups and stuff. From an icon, it's, a kind of an interesting design challenge.
Okay, so we'll do... refine this a little more.
Now it's getting serious.
It is.
The top corner could be good.
This one?
Yeah.
And I can add an umbrella. But yeah, let's just go with that. So again, just downloading these. I can just drag and drop. Let's see what I have. Right here.
Getting quite the icon collection.
Yeah, that's kind of the idea. Ooh, here's one for... We'll maybe work that in.
Can we do ratings? That smile face makes me think people community validation of these oddities would be really awesome.
Okay.
I just keep adding stuff to Paul's list. I'm the ultimate client here, just being let's add this. This is we're getting total feature creep over here. Yeah. That's what's happening.
Well, I love it. I love the idea of again showing how popular a certain thing is.
Right.
And do we do that with color, or does the icon have a little a star or something like that? But basically, I'm going to dive in and start replacing these.
Well, I'm hoping that since I'm adding to my list here, I'm hoping that when I am looking at the map view and I see an icon, I can click on the location and it gives me a little pop-up with a little information about the oddity, what it is, maybe the ratings and any comments from the community, which is why you need a login. If you're going to continue as guest, you do not have the privilege of leaving a comment.
Okay.
But,
yeah.
And then...
That's good.
Go.
No, I like that. We click on that, we're going to get
That's
a pop-up. And I have a number of icons right in here already.
All set to go.
How's everyone doing? By the way, you could be designing as well. We do have our design challenge going on right now. Just select the challenge tab. It's all about booking a trip. So we want to book a trip maybe to where you live.
Yeah.
And find out what's interesting about where you're at. Had some people tuning in earlier today from Croatia.
I want to go to Croatia. That's definitely on the list.
Right?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Great things. Does anyone on here have travel plans this year? And if so, where are you thinking? Are you going anywhere?
I don't have anything.
So Paul travels a lot, but mostly for work.
Yeah. And then, but no, seriously.
So yeah, Laura, we're creating this app full of oddities. So basically, the idea is that for people visiting a city for the first time, they can learn about oddities, things that maybe wouldn't come up in the 10 places you must see in San Francisco, but maybe appeal to, say, people that don't fit into that standard tourist box.
Yeah, exactly. Like I know about Alcatraz, I know about the Golden Gate Bridge and Ghirardelli Square, but I don't know maybe the things that something that could have been invented a block from where I'm at, or some sort of hidden little,
gem.
like, I mean, really we have Chinatown happens to be, is it the second largest Chinatown outside of like China?
Yeah, so there's actually,
Right?
if you like dumplings too, there's the oldest dumpling house in San Francisco. I've eaten there. It's Hong Ah Dim Sum Tea House. It is fantastic. It's a bit of a hole in the wall. Like it's
Okay.
again, falls into that like off the beaten path, or maybe it does make a ton of tourist lists and I'm just oblivious, but it's another one of those things.
How would you, so I'm just like, again, I did some random searches on facts of San Francisco, like what you said, these hole-in-the-wall places,
Yeah.
but it's like, I didn't know the Marina, Mission Bay, Hunters Point are all built atop a landfill. So like, how would you display a random fact like that? Because it's not really, like, what do you do?
So we need an icon that displays fun, like a fun fact.
Okay.
Or maybe it's like, maybe we lean less on the fun, more on the fact.
It needs to, yeah, and it needs to have an oddity, like, we need to have an icon that really is, like, oddity-like. Right now I have a star, and I'm thinking about modifying this, because even if we take, something as simple as this star and just be like this, like, does that make
Pretty
it...
odd.
Yeah, just like, let's make an odd star. Or... I don't know. And actually I can even round these.
Any suggestions for odd icons that represent oddness? Or facts, odd facts?
That's starting to look a little bit like a flower.
It's really cute.
It's adorable.
That'd be great for the kid-friendly
I like
places.
this. I think if I took, and again, it doesn't have to be, a thumbs up.
A jester hat, that's a great suggestion.
Okay.
Thanks for that one, Mitch.
Send it back.
Places by interest is actually a great way to organize all of this content.
Okay.
I'm going to add to my list of feature requests. I'm thinking that since we can group places by interest, we would have filters. If you've ever created like a custom Google map, it could play off that concept.
Okay, a custom filter, is that right? Searching.
Oh, this is good. This is good. I mean, it's a little emo, but I like it.
Yeah, it's a little bit like Kiss. It's a little Kiss-ish.
But being emo in 2018 is a little odd, so yeah, I think it works. I think it works.
That seems odd, right? Is that like, I'm an odd guy? I don't know.
No, it's good. I like this, Paul.
Well,
I like it.
We'll
It's
we'll
weird.
See what
it's
happens.
weird enough.
We have a weird thing. Does it? Like
it is a
work
little
with what we're
Kiss-like
doing?
too.
Yeah,
but
it's cool, huh?
that's okay. Like the rock band.
All right, so let's group these. Let's take. I think this is how most people's files look. Is just like this, like stuff, and then their artboard. So I'm just going to duplicate this
Can we
one.
get some validation on that? Is this
right? Please tell me.
Does your file look
I'm
like a
not
whole
the
bunch
only...
of stuff? Oh, clean artboards, stuff.
Yeah, please. I can't be the only one.
This is designer hard at work here, guys.
So let's remove this where to at the top, or at least this could be the filter. We kind of need like something that's, like you mentioned, is there a search? There does need to be like a search for a general area. But
there's this fantastic organization here in San Francisco called City Walks, and they host these city walks for free, and they take you through basically like neighborhoods or small pieces of a neighborhood and tell you about all of the history behind different places. I have a friend that volunteers and does the Nob Hill tour. So I've done the Nob Hill tour probably one too many times, which is how I know about the Tonga Room's history and the Big Five that are that are, oh wait, maybe it's the big four. See, now all my facts are falling apart. Don't trust anything I say.
What are the big, are there a
They
big
were
four?
the four rich guys that really helped build San Francisco up and helped build the railway.
Okay.
Back in the gold rush. They had big houses up on Nob Hill.
Okay.
Almost all of which were destroyed in the 1906 earthquake because they were all, following the earthquake, there was a ton of fires and all of these homes were built with redwood.
Oh, okay.
So they didn't stand a chance.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the 1908 earthquake, like, leveled the city, right? I mean, there weren't many, buildings standing. I know if you go down to the it's now the Westin St. Francis, but the St. Francis Hotel was like one of the few buildings still standing.
Mm-hmm.
So they have crazy pictures of like no city, like rubble, the St. Francis Hotel, and that became like makeshift like hospital and soup kitchen as well.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's one of the few freestanding places. And they have the clock bar there, which will go under this icon right here. But again, it's like been around forever. So interesting stuff. I made this a global color, so I could always change that later. I think the color's working out pretty well.
So Mitch stayed in a hotel in Nob Hill. Yeah, there's a few of them there now.
Isn't Nob Hill like a pretty cool area?
It's pretty fancy. It's a fancy neighborhood.
I like it. I like this guy. Like
I think it's good.
Fun.
It's good.
Okay.
It does the trick.
Let's be like, hey.
So he's got this is.
I'm super fun. Super fun something over here.
Is it super fun? I thought this was going to be our fun. This is super fun fact.
Yeah,
no?
super fun fact. Super fun fact for that spot.
Yeah, cool. Although he does kind of look like he's partying a little bit.
That's all right. That's when both eyes are stars. That's when he's really partying.
It's okay, guys, this is a design in progress. We're just figuring out the details. We'll give Paul a break on this one.
Yeah, believe me. Need all the breaks I can get. But I am going to dive. It's like I'm making lots of decisions that I'm unsure about, so I'm turning lots of things into, symbols, and I'm, dealing with some of these colors, like this color here. I'm not 100% sure about this color. What I am going to do is I'm going to take that color that I have selected and I'm going to put it right over here. So I'm basically going to have my two, like my accent color and my primary color. And I easily might change that. I probably will, but I'm always going to point to that one color so I can change everything easily. And I'll even dive in here and take this one and add it. So as long as I'm using those same colors, I can change them all day long.
It's great to create a primary palette there. If you select all of your artboards and hit the plus sign, it will add all the colors that you have in your file to it. But for the most part, most designers, I think, like you don't necessarily want all of the colors and the nuances in the maps because you're probably not going to repeat that throughout. So.
But yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean,
Paul's approach is good.
Yeah, and that will do like again, same thing for character styles.
Same thing for character styles. Yeah.
Very cool.
It also helps, like especially when you're using UI kits where you're pulling in sources from a bunch of different places that have like different text references and things like that. If you want to quickly see like what fonts are still in your file before say sending it off, you can do that quick artboard plus and clean up some of your fonts.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to do a lot of cleanup in here.
Yeah.
I do like this, by the way. So like I made this point text all the way across. I need this to be basically area text.
Right.
So that's what that's all about. So clicking there, and I can kind of bring that in. So again, I'm just kind of working out like a sort of a pop-up scenario.
Right.
Maybe it's tied to an area.
Do you think that pop-up should have more of a title?
Yeah.
So it's more like
I
when I click on something, it's like a compelling title where you want to push up to get like more info.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, does it need a title or does it need an icon or something? I do not know. That's a good question.
I like Jan's comment here. Me when designing. Use all the colors, all the fonts, and I must somehow make use of the lens flare back I bought. Wow. It's great. It's good. It's a good approach.
Lens flares.
The lens flares. Yeah.
And quite frankly, should this...
Lens flares are out, right? Like, people don't still... That still doesn't, like, show up in a million design files, does it?
No, not really.
Whew.
Yeah, not to worry. It does not.
Blinded by the lens flare.
Yeah. I will say, actually, what we'll see in most files is lots of gradients.
Naming character styles. You're going to continue to see improvements to the assets panel. So just watch out for that. And also, are you guys all familiar with User Voice? User Voice is a platform where we collect feedback from the community. So you can go in there and drop in feature requests, upvote existing feature requests, and log any like bugs or anything you might experience. The team is super active on there and responds to stuff. And it also really helps help us focus on what to do next.
You really definitely focus on that a lot. That's under provide feedback, right?
Yeah.
That will link to it?
Maybe.
Yeah,
like
it should.
In-app? Yeah.
Yeah, in-app.
I'm just so used to going there directly. AdobeXD.uservoice.com.
But
it's a great place to drop in stuff.
So bugs, feature requests. And you just submit a feature request, and they will start working on it right away, and they have it done
I wouldn't go that far.
Hours.
I wouldn't go that far. Don't make false promises, Paul. He's going to get us in trouble.
I am nothing but trouble. I'm like, they'll have that done tomorrow. Oh, yeah, it's not a big deal. Oh, yeah, it's fair. Just join us in the stream tomorrow. We're just going to have it all squared away.
Yeah, but you can definitely drop in feature requests. In fact, chances are, and I'm not trying to give you guys less credit than deserved, but chances are something you've encountered, other people have too and have logged it as a feature request. So be sure to search and see if the feature you're looking for has already been requested, and then upvote from there. You can also add extra context, if they didn't quite request exactly the way you want it to play out. Can add more comments and things like that. But the team pays close attention to it, I assure you.
Oh, that's good. Good.
This is coming together, Paul.
Well, I'm trying to I like the idea of these little pop-ups. I want it associated with, an icon pinning, this is where that item is. It's right here. Could this be anywhere? Does it pop up right there or whatever? But I don't know. So I'm working through that right now. And that's what I'm kind of struggling with. But we are getting there. In fact, we also need
the struggle is real.
It is. It is
real.
every day. In fact, so again, I'm thinking of Yelp, for instance. Do a search, whatever. But I basically have a list view and I have a map view. So we'll continue down that road. I just did a Command D to duplicate.
We're really a super hyper niche combo of Yelp and Google Maps is really what's happening here.
Exactly. And I like it being pretty specific, because I think that's what's awesome about even just the web, finding your community, your small group of people that are just really into rocks, for instance. It's there has to be an app and a community out there for those people.
Just rocks?
Just rocks.
Okay.
Nothing else. Just rocks. You want to throw plants in there? No.
Pet rock growing up? Was that a thing? No.
I had
I was just wondering where
I had a friend, and he happened to be a rock, if that's what you're asking.
Oh, okay.
I'm just joking. Are you talking about Henry? Yes, he happened to be a rock, but he was first my friend.
Well,
and he was one heck of a good
Henry.
listener.
Henry
just
the rock.
Sit there, hold the door open for me all day.
All day.
He's the best.
Jeez. Oh man.
I love Henry. I miss you, Henry. Right here, Henry. He probably should add a better name if he was a rock.
Yeah, probably.
Grant.
Granted?
Yeah, granite, granite. Oh, we'll work on that. We will work on that.
It was good. That was good.
What was I even working on now? Sky travel.
Totally sidetracked.
I did. I'm like, where? I need a list. Oh, this stuff. Oh, I love it. This is what I want to like. I want to get like a list view with pictures.
True. Maybe
Right?
this could be like our interest, our board, like where we start to drill into where you can like filter by interest.
I kind of want to like click over and just like get a cool image. I don't know if it needs to be this big. Like it needs to be smaller, but it needs to.
He was real solid. That's a good one, Ryan. Good one.
Oh, this is heck with this. I'm making my own. Let's eliminate that. Let's take out most of this stuff. Maybe we'll paste in like actually not even that. We're doing this all from scratch.
Wow.
So
those are bold choices, Paul.
It's like super easy though. Yeah, it's super easy. Just a placeholder color, placeholder. Making sure. Oh, you know what I should do? Let's go make that a character style.
Nice.
Right. So this will be just like interesting fact. Let's make sure I use that. We need to have some title text. Zoop. And I love that font that I'm using. The round font is awesome. Don't you like it?
Yes, it's very curvaceous.
It's curvaceous. I like it too. It's nice. So this will be header, body copy. I'll work on this some more.
There's your pet rock or rock friend rather is getting all sorts of comments here.
Granite.
Yeah.
So
I think everybody's sold on Henry as a name though, just so you know.
I like Henry.
Tim was like, never liked Henry the Rock. He was always cold-hearted.
Oh, jokes.
I bet Henry would make an even bolder choice than Paul.
Probably would.
There's a lot of rocks in Colorado, right?
We do.
Yeah, you got a lot of rocks there.
Yeah. For sure. But there's a lot.
I heard he had a heart of stone. Okay.
On jokes.
I should stop. These are good. These are good. Let's talk about repeat grid. What are you doing here, Paul?
Yeah, so I know
the
I
task
did that
at
kind of
hand.
fast. I know. Back to business. So yeah, I'll just like duplicate this over here. But actually, no. Anything I want to do, let's do it with our rating system. If we take our star right here, like this. So we'll take this. I already made a repeat grid here, but I'm going to do this again. I'm going to paste this in here, and then I'm going to turn this into a repeat grid. So now I can do like a rating system and decrease that, but just like do something like that for what we're working on. So that is how I've made a repeat grid. And as I resize that first one, it's going to resize all of them.
Simple.
From there, I'm even going to duplicate
Oh, Sarah's
this.
on the stream. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah. We're stealing all your...
We're totally using your assets
stealing
right
all your
now.
stuff, and I'm pretending like it's mine. Is that all
It's
right?
totally happening.
Did you see all this that I made myself, everybody? But it's huge, actually. Vahid, Janet, Tim, like I hope Caesar, I hope you're actually using this asset. And just to kind of get back to the contest at hand,
Yes.
because
But those UI kits still work.
yes, exactly. Sarah's she's awesome. So right,
True story.
I mean, I don't really.
Well, I don't know. Look at her work. It's
know
pretty
her.
amazing, right? I think the work speaks
I was
for
just
itself.
like claiming her work as my work.
As my mother would say, the proof is in the pudding. Yes.
Yeah, the proof is in the pudding. That is, I file that under very like, old,
very British.
Like, yeah. Like, where does that even come from?
I don't know.
The proof is
I
in the
don't know.
pudding.
I
Like,
know.
put like.
Growing up, I got
I've never
all these
looked for the
weird
proof
sayings.
there.
Yeah, it's good.
So you can download her UI kit right there.
Yes.
And
Download it.
manipulated, call it your own. Essentially what you're doing is you're creating an app all about booking a trip. So create something unique, and then you can submit right here once you have that shared URL, and we'll review those boop, in about 30 minutes. So submit those, and the winner will get Creative Cloud. So thank you, Sarah. It's like standing on the shoulders of giants.
It's true.
Oh, this is so good. Like this right here, header with a search. Like this is cool. Like I'm gonna need.
Well, we can't say anything bad now because Sarah's watching.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
that we would, but
Yeah, we. Yeah, she's gonna think it's all like, oh, you're just blowing smoke. But no, we're like
No,
serious. Like we
seriously
really
love
do like this stuff.
so good.
So, And I know I'm going to need a lot of this, so let's just undo that because I accidentally pasted it in there. But that was like my little thought is this rating system. They may or may not all get 5 stars. We could always duplicate
color
it.
combo is deeply offensive, by the way, Paul. Just
what do you mean?
Like the red, blue, and hot pink. It's
oh, everybody can't. I agree.
Too much.
I agree.
No.
I agree. Everybody's like on point, as you should be. The only thing that's keeping me, I just know I'm going to change it because, quite frankly,
I'm just giving you a hard time.
No, but like if you didn't, I don't know if I'd trust your design advice. If you didn't call me out, I don't know.
I'm
like
mostly
you need to call me out.
good at requesting features, so we all have our skills.
You are kind of the.
I'll make lists.
You're kind of the boss of this. You're my client here.
There we go. Yes.
So just show me if I'm off base. But I'm just
the
going to
client that shows up with no brief and lots of demands.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really like literally the worst.
All right, so I just need some random images, quite frankly. So I'm just going to select all these and just replace that is the goal. So, and we can already see that some of this works, some of it doesn't. It's okay. Let's just drop down that opacity. It's going to be all right.
Donna was asking about Repeat Grid and InDesign. I don't believe that's in there. I think the only tool that currently has Repeat Grid is Adobe XD. So come, join us. The water's warm.
You know what's nice about this is like I feel like features will hit one app, like whatever, Photoshop, Illustrator, then it shows up in another one. So there's a good, like, I would think that the InDesign team would be looking at this and, request your demands from, not really, but just tell them what you want if you want this. Because again, I see a lot of these features that I actually want in Illustrator and other apps.
Yeah. So. I mean, our teams do talk to each other and, where it makes sense, we will definitely collaborate, so.
Yeah, for sure. I like it. So... Still working on this.
The request for the stars is light blue, but we want the stars to stand out on the map, which is where we're using them currently. So you're gonna have to like break the symbol between the star and the map and the rating system.
Okay, yeah. I think it's already broken.
They're not connected?
Yeah.
Okay, well.
But all this needs work. Like I'm just throwing information in here.
It's true.
And then thinking about it later, which is pretty much the story of my life.
The other thing that I've seen folks do is with the rating system with the stars, what you can do is you can use Repeat Grid, and once you've got it laid out the way you like, you can release the Repeat Grid so you can make modifications to the various stars. So instead of like layering stars over stars, then that's one way to get her done.
So this is good. So, Lindsay, since you are here, I was hoping that we can give away some of these nice gifts that you've brought for us. Can we do that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Compliments of you.
So, like, do you want me to
just
am I Vanna Whiting?
Yeah, you just kind of hold them up and be like,
socks, pretty large.
Yeah,
but...
worn them the past couple days. You tested them out, and this actual pair. You in both the left and the right one.
It's the finest of Adobe cottons.
Yes, exactly. So we're going to do a random giveaway right now. So just say something in chat. Say pick me, LOL. Say, hey Gus, your hair is looking good today. There is a Gus bot back there and a whole Adobe Live team. But basically let us know that you're there because we want you to respond if we happen to save your name. So yes, that's PX socks.
The chat is alive.
We ordered the wrong ones. This has been my joke the past 2 days. Oh no, it says PX. Wait, help us all.
Oh, Paul. So I like to make the comment that for those that call out the PX, I like to see it as a happy accident because it's a pixel. And what do? We push pixels.
Slow clap. That's like, pixel.
It's XD, pixel.
XD. It's also the laughing person with their eyes closed if you turn it sideways. Like when it's a capital XND.
Okay, that's a joke I will not get behind.
But like this one, like XD.
Oh, I know.
Boom.
I know.
Okay,
the internet likes to remind us of that.
Okay,
yeah,
sorry. I don't know if that's like on brand to talk about that. What was the place? What are we going to focus on? What was the place that has that popularized the Irish coffee? What was the name?
Buena Vista.
Buena Vista. Etc. Whatever.
Is it totally terrifying to like type like that, like live with everyone watching? And
no, I just think it's funny.
I'm checking your spelling.
No, I mean,
you're doing great, Paul.
I'm also a very loud typer, so yes. So hopefully everybody has made yourself known in chat. So we are going to go ahead and we have our winner selected.
It's true.
I don't know if you want to do the honors.
Can you give me a drum roll? Or
drum roll, not very loud.
There we go, a little bit. Gloria Grinchenko. I probably butchered.
Grinchenko. Gloria G. Gloria G.
Gloria G. Awesome.
There you are.
We got the GG, the good game.
Grinchenko. So just let us know that you heard us, but congratulations, you get these fantastic socks. This, of course, notebook that has all the answers to life in here.
It's
like
true.
This,
don't show them.
The secrets of life and all that. It's totally
secret.
not empty and ready for you to fill, but you can actually, and it's actually has grid lines in it.
You're ready for your
Nice.
thoughts.
So. I don't know if this is, you know what, I almost need to check Yelp just to see how they display the list, because I don't know if this is really working out. This is getting muddy is what I'm thinking. Like this is just muddy. Like do I do something like this? Do we just put it off to the side? Is that better? Is that cleaner? Come on, boss, what do you think?
That is cleaner. That is cleaner. Like, because, you're not in control of the images that are going to show up. And putting text over images is risky business to begin with, especially when you have zero control of what's populating.
Okay.
And to scale this design, you're going to have hundreds of entries, and to check all of that seems like a total design nightmare. Am I right?
I think you nailed it.
Well, you're the one who made the call on the edit,
you
so
nailed
I'll give you credit where credit's due. This is good.
Thank you.
This is good, Paul.
So, making this look a little more interesting.
We got a suggestion with a black gradient from the left side.
Oh, okay. Yeah, in the background?
I guess so. Scott, want to add some clarity on that one?
I like the idea. I mean, we're in love with gradients right now. You could just list the category it belongs to below the title.
Kind of in like a small italic or something?
This is like, Buena Vista, like I agree. Sarah's like, are you getting into too much detail? So is this like, is this the category?
The picture and the title may be enough info, especially if we know the the picture and the category. But the category we have icons for. So do we need to have it written out?
Do we even need this at all? So do we get rid of it? Is it this?
The rating system?
We don't even need the rating system necessarily.
How do you people make these choices every day? This is really trying.
Well, and and this is what makes this hard is like we're actually developing the content as well as the design at the same time. So typically you're not doing both at once. I kind of want to define this as like, is it a place? Actually, technically,
is that
this
too
is
many icons too.
Probably.
Like, I just don't even know. Too much text. Too many icons.
That's why I wanted to check Yelp.
Ooh.
So looking at Yelp, it says.
But you're already like in a category. When you're on Yelp, like you pull it up and you're like looking at bars and lounges, and then all the information you're getting is the title, like rating, and then like a little descriptor, like dive bars, lounges, cocktail bars, and then an address. Very light. So,
I think it does need, it needs like a category underneath it. Because we're just, basically all I'm thinking is this is a list view of the things in your area. So I need to know if something's like, Is it a restaurant? Is it where we go get drinks? And so we have either listed out as what does that say? Like
dive bar.
You know, dive bar. You know, bars, lounges. I don't know. I'm just literally taking this right from
Genius Steals.
Yeah, something like that. And then we can...
oh, that's okay. So, interesting fun fact from Kevin. Study found out that people don't like star ratings. That's why YouTube and Facebook moved to the thumbs up, thumbs down. Although I feel like in this scenario, like you need a scale.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's a good point. Does it need stars? And I think you need to be able to tell in the spirit of our app, like how unique this is, like how odd it is, sort of thing is kind of. So I kind of still need that icon.
Yeah. So maybe the stars are instead of stars, it's like the odd rating.
Yeah, the odd rating. And let's move this. Maybe this is right over here.
I kind of like the BuzzFeed rating where it's kind of like wow or LOL or like versus like a traditional like rating.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why I made this.
And this is kind of like I don't want to say this is a comedic app because that's unfair, but it is rooted a little bit in playfulness. How many alien heads?
Right.
The happy face with the like bug eye is pretty good.
Like that?
That one's pretty good, yeah.
Okay. And that's kind of along the lines of what I was doing for
your emo face, yeah.
All right, cool. Cool. So, thumbs up, thumbs down. Hey, we got plenty of that.
And thumbs sideways and neutral. But I guess, like, do you do a count? Like, it got X number of thumbs up or X number of thumbs down or neutral ratings?
This is what I'd do in this scenario. I'm basically going to keep one of these. We have the star ratings. You guys don't like the stars? We will remove them. Not a problem. Dropping in whoever suggested maybe it is a thumbs up. I don't know. That's kind of a weird thumbs up, but it'll work. Actually, I'll use that.
Kind of looks like a laundry machine. Yeah.
So let's take a look back out here. Thumbs up. The Now in project. Totally, yeah, that just totally says Facebook to me. But I'm okay with it. Like, this one's cool. What do you think? We're not sure we even want to go with this, but we will actually drop it in.
All right. Let's make it happen.
All right.
I only wear shirts with cufflinks, so...
Oh, yeah, by the way, I do have the Noun Project app, Scott. I think I just need to log into it, so... But yeah, good call, my friend.
So fun fact about the Irish coffee. Maybe that, fun fact about the Irish coffee. Joe Sheridan, this comes from Kevin Worth, thank you, Kevin. Joe Sheridan, a chef on a Pan Am plane, invented Irish coffee in 1942 in County Limerick, Ireland, when he served it to passengers who were cold on the plane. Was that plane on its way to San Francisco? I'm pretty sure it was.
Well, notice I was saying it was popularized by a bar called the Buena Vista. I didn't say it was invented, but that's a good random fact.
That is a good random fact.
1942.
We can add that to the Ireland city facts.
Yes, if you are in Ireland. And that's what I was also curious about. Like, if I was to visit you, Kevin Worth, like what's interesting about your city? What would you say to go do or check out? For me, I live, like, it's funny that we're both talking about San Francisco when I don't live here. You're from Toronto.
I know. I live here.
But if, I was if you came to Denver, I'd be like, hey, you should try the Rocky Mountain oysters. you know what those are.
I don't like oysters, so I was like,
she's funny.
Maybe we'll just.
She's fun. I think chat needs to tell her. I'm not gonna say a word.
Rocky Mountain oysters. Is this like some? Or is that it? You're not gonna tell me anymore.
No.
That's
yeah,
it. Someone in chat, help me.
You're on your own.
Is this embarrassing?
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Okay. They're not. Oh. Thank you, Scott. I'm not going to say that out loud. You guys can read it in chat.
The facts are facts. It is what it is. Like, we can get all squirmish as if we're in, like, you know, middle school, but facts are facts.
Are those, like, is that, like, something you regularly find on a menu?
No. I mean, you probably, that's like the type of thing you serve to a tourist.
Wow, that's nice. That's very kind. It's such a welcoming city.
Thank you for Daniel being polite as you are.
Yeah.
Just putting it in the most polite way possible.
Yes, we've had. So. Thank you for everyone weighing in and enlightening me to the things I should try while I'm in Colorado.
I'm sorry, that's like not. But that's like one of the things. Like, hey, like, would you know that? That's like it's not a thing like, you've.
Is there a location that you could like add to for that fun fact?
In Colorado? Yeah, that's what I would do is I'd probably find out the places that actually serve that.
Okay.
If there is any place. And that's exactly where that would go. You're exactly right.
Fair enough.
But again, like, interesting, I don't know.
Well, apparently, like, I don't know if we're getting shout-outs to the Calgary Stampede, so maybe...
Oh, do they serve them there?
Paul's interested. Okay, so good question from Donna, which is, so once you've laid out your design and prototype in Adobe XD, how does the app come to life? Like, how is it built? So we should be very clear, like Adobe XD doesn't actually generate any code. The idea here is you lay your design and your prototype and then you hand it off to a developer to actually build the final product. XD is really a tool for you to design and communicate your ideas. So there's lots of sharing features built in, which
we can go over that.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it for sure. But you'll notice in the top right-hand corner of Paul's screen, there's a few little buttons. There's a little share icon and a play button. The play lets you view your prototype, which shows all your sort of user workflow, and then the share button will generate a sharing link, which you can give to stakeholders where they can provide feedback and things like that. So, so yeah.
I learned something interesting this morning.
What'd you learn?
About the sharing aspect.
Tell me more.
I don't know if you want to talk about it.
Wow, first the Rocky Mountain oysters, and now you won't tell me about the product.
No, I won't.
What
I was like, this? Well, so sometimes, like, I don't know. I don't. We'll have to talk about this later. So like, all the, like, yeah. I don't know how to talk about this.
Okay.
But basically, like, sometimes we get entries that might be from cracked versions of Adobe XD, in which case the share button doesn't work. So we'll get links in that don't have the share link. Instead, it's a Dropbox link, and we're like, we can't say whether it's cracked or not, but we know that doesn't work if you're not, legit. So if that's not working, if you contact me and you're like, share isn't working, I'm like, where did you get that? That's my first response.
This breaks my heart. We have families to feed. We have rocks, pet rocks to feed.
Yeah, we do. It's, it's always a tough one. Which do you like better out of these two? Like, do I do... This is a fun thing.
Do you like the crazy face? Like, okay, so since this is a completely fictitious design and I am your client in this scenario, I approve the crazy face.
All right, so that's all I needed. Yeah. Thank you very much. Perfect.
Sign.
Crazy face.
Yes.
I like it. Like,
so friendly reminder, too, is if you haven't already used your 7-day trial, you can do that if you want to participate and don't have a subscription.
Okay,
so 7-day trials are the legit
and we want
way
you
to go about
like
this.
Use that and like use it, enter the challenge, and that's your chance to potentially win not only XD but like everything for a year.
Exactly.
So. Yeah, so Scott Perdue. I think it would be really fun even with this like crazy face. Like we'd have some fun with it. Copy and paste. This over. Scale
Scott
up.
is like trying to up level the crazy factor, which I like personally.
Yeah,
I
what's
appreciate that.
What's he got?
He said crazy face with thumbs coming out of each side.
Yeah.
So I think like how next level do we bring this ridiculousness?
I like.
Hi Paul, thanks for tuning in.
I like where his head's at. I'm into it. Oh yeah, so these two.
The trial for XD is 7 days when you sign up. Laura.
The shape.
And
I was thinking something like that.
people are into the crazy face. Or
Do you
maybe
like-
they're just trying to appease me.
Which version do you like? So if you're looking at this, do you put it here or do you put it there?
This is the image problem again. Like we don't know what image. Like it looks okay on that image, but like what if the image is primarily white? It would be terrible.
You're right. That was a dumb idea.
Well, that's okay. You got to keep me around for something.
All right, so I've spent a lot of time on this, and I think I need to continue sort of the workflow here. So I'll just get into a detailed screen. So as you click on this, you know, the next thing you look at. So I want to actually grab this information, repeat grid, I shrink it up, and then what I do is I ungroup it. So because I just want the top one, so I only make sure that one's shown, ungroup, and now I can work with this stuff.
Nice.
Go this full. I do need a better image. I'll grab one actually. I think is what I'll do. This happens to be what, like a chicken tagine type. Which
Yeah, those what are those things called? Those is it
the clay pot?
The clay pot. It's not. That's not a Dutch oven. It's like there's a name for them.
Open to.
Anyway, guys, weigh in.
It's kind of like we really do appreciate everybody. It's kind of nice to be able to like.
I know. You guys like.
You're gonna spoil us.
I know. I feel like I'll never need Google again. Although I don't know, maybe I say that they've been very honest, and I feel like they've been steering us in the right path. But
Yeah.
you know,
No,
we're gonna
good.
get trolled any minute now.
Yeah. What is this? What is this clay pot
A Dutch
called?
oven is actually a thing. Like
Ta-
that is
Is the
actually a thing.
a chicken tagine? Is the tagine the pot?
Oh, maybe.
I don't know. You, Jasmine probably knows what it is. She knows everything. So this is where we'll get more information. I will swap that out anyways because this is basically the info screen. Turn that into area text. And typically what I use is it running text expander.
Do you use any of the playful text generators? Like,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like hipster Ipsum.
yeah.
Yeah, we can go to hipster
Yeah.
Ipsum. This is a perfect chance to use hipster Ipsum. There's
Isn't there
the-
like a Rapper's Delight one too? That could be.
I believe it.
I don't know.
There's probably-
it might not be
there's probably-
PG enough for this crowd.
Yeah.
So hipster Ipsum is probably a safe bet.
Hipsum? Beer me. Here we go.
This is
Lorem
good, this is
Ipsum,
good.
Dollar, Helvetica, Subway Tile, Austin, Braid, Sriracha. You
Activated
hipster.
charcoal Squidman braid. I feel like that's like a activated charcoal Squidman braid. That belongs on a t-shirt.
Yeah. They're like, what are you talking about? You don't know? Okay. You don't know about that. I will extend this down because I think we'll have. Oh, this is what we should do a number of things, but I'll just paste this in. Increase the size.
Bacon Ipsum is another good one. Thanks, Tim. We'll have
There's
to keep
a-
that.
Samuel L. Jackson version, isn't there? I bet you anything there's probably a Snoop Dogg version. I don't know.
Probably. Martha Stewart's
try
all up in
this.
that. That would actually be perfect too, because we're like, it's like the Snoop Dogg and the cooking. It's like a
Oh, yeah.
a happy sort of marriage of all the things.
I like it.
Corporate Ipsum, they definitely have like things like low hanging fruit and KPIs and I don't know.
Help us all.
Yes. All those things.
Things that you cannot say. Ooh, I like this, by the way. It's like I was just going to copy this, the hex color. because I want to blend, I want it to fade into, so I'm just using a linear gradient right there, and I'll just paste that in there.
So not appropriate for this, but we did release radial gradients.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
kind of fun.
Yeah,
Those are
totally.
out now. So you have you have some more gradient options.
Yep, that's where I'd use it on this head right here. So again, I think this is kind of hidden, by the way. So like, I'm glad everybody's joining us today.
Oh, there it is.
You know, yeah, I'll make sure I don't do this. And this is like, in terms of designing, it's like the more subtle the gradient, the better, in my opinion. And you can add color stops in here or actually on the object. So as I click, I've just added this color stop. So again, kind of moving that up, making that larger. You get the idea. Subtle.
Jim.
Oh, you can't even see it on there. Sorry. It's so subtle. Only the designers will know, and you can't even. We're kind of losing it in the
I'm
video
impressed.
feed.
I'm very impressed.
Like you can see it a little bit there.
It's soft, guys. It's really nice.
So soft.
Nice on the eyes.
So nice.
Jim, your question. Yes, if you have a full all apps subscription to Creative Cloud, XD is in the mix. So your workflow is complete. Well, we're working on some of the gaps, but it's getting there.
Yeah, that's cool. That's what I was trying to do.
Oh, they did say the soft gradient to make it the pink. That's actually a really nice suggestion.
Okay.
It's just kind of like a rosy glow on that
You
crazy
got it.
face.
That's right. You're excited. Your
Yeah,
face is like flush with
excitement.
pink. Flush with excitement. Yeah. Oh, yeah, superstar.
Good design is invisible. This pink glow is pretty visible though.
It is. It's popping
This
a little
crazy
bit. I
face
needed to.
has a fever.
Yeah, I needed to get it to stand
Actually, don't
out a
mind
little.
it though. It does. It is. It's very skeuomorphic looking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's definitely
as skeuomorphic as a happy face could look.
I need to find. Yeah, I got all sorts of
Magic
cool.
magenta.
I'm gonna just drop this in for. That's a little bit more appropriate. Now we're also noticing that doesn't quite match. But anyways, we'll move those over. This is a certain crazy rating. We'll work that out later.
Odd rating.
Yeah, the odd rating. But
The pinker
this
the
is
face, the odder it is.
And like you could do all sorts of things. Actually, let me just grab. Let's make another screen because there would eventually be a profile.
I want to call out that Paul is taking the time to name his artboards. This is really smart.
Let me name this one.
And will help you keep your files organized as they grow.
Yes, and this gets to be important right over here. Let's just do a map. Because when I prototype right in here, as I start to link these together, I can always link. Actually, I should have a full box there, but you know, linking there. This is where it gets to be important, really, right in here as you start to. Okay, I don't want to point to that. I want to point to the detail page, and especially as they get like really vast. You can just do that drop down. And my other favorite feature, by the way, so as I start to add a back arrow. Let's take this. This is what I do.
Those icons are from the Wires set.
Yeah.
Yeah. We also have
Sarah.
Wires UI kit. We've dipped into 3 UI kits now for this design, which is great.
Yes, we have. So what I was going to do, so that's the thing. This is so small, it's going to be hard to actually like click on it. So for one, I'm going to make it larger, and I'm going to make
Tim with the naming artboards, life is too short for that. I'd love to see his like Photoshop layers too, right? It's probably crazy.
I'm into it. Drop it. Oops. Zip. Adding that. I just added a white box around that, and I'm gonna get just rid of this. But Anyway, so I just gave it a transparent box that just gives it a larger hit area.
Nice.
And this is what I love, though, by the way. Like, I could just go in here and I can choose just previous artboard. So wherever you came from, because this is a detail page, you can get to this detail page from the list view and the map view. And this makes sure you go back to where you came from regardless.
And you don't actually have to drag the wire in that case, especially if you have like a canvas that has a ton
Plus, it
of
wouldn't work
artboards.
because, like, how would I do this? Like, if I point this, I can't point this to this because what if they came
because those would all
from
be
here?
elements.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So in this case, it's like essential that you, again,
Well, you can.
boom.
Can't you tap it just on the edge without selecting an element? Anyway.
Yeah, but does that make sense? Since I don't know where they came from, this is hard-coded, and this is conditional, which again is like super awesome. And what's great about this is I can start duplicating this for all of them because I'm going to need multiple detail pages, and it's going to be fine. So
That's true.
this is kind of nice.
It's good.
Even though. All right, is everyone, you have, oh,
People
wow,
saying-
I'm going to need your help too. I don't know if the Adobe Live team can maybe send the secret sheet to Lindsay Munro.
Oh, secret sheet.
Yes, this has all the entries for the challenge. So you'll just get a link to this spreadsheet.
I wonder how
will
that
that
will
work?
be delivered. Let's not share my screen for a moment, because this is top secret.
Yeah, it is.
Would I expect such a thing
Ooh.
via email?
That's good. So Sarah also mentions, like, I did make this a symbol, so as I drag it out, I can modify this, but there's also the update all symbols. As I start to change it, I can change all of them, and also ungroup, so using that as a starting point. So I can actually send it to you, or Gus, just holler if, I don't know if that was a bad idea or if that works. Does that work okay?
Yeah.
Sweet. Duplicating that. I think I duplicated it.
Any minute now, guys.
Oh, I see. Let's cut that out. That's the only thing I think you just, I probably needed a second just to get familiar with some of these assets. Because I did not. And now I'm like, where is this square? And if you ever have an issue, honestly, with finding anything, that's when I think the layers panel comes in handy. Because now I can kind of start to tell there's this back gradient. Like, I wasn't able to select it, but the layers panel helps me to select that particular item and move it up.
All right, all right.
Oh yeah, you have the power now.
I have some
we have some
things.
treats.
So are we gonna look at stuff?
Yeah, not necessarily that first one, but
Let's try this one?
Yeah, click on
All
that
right.
one. And just open all those up in different tabs.
Okay.
And we'll thank you so much for submitting a prototype on basically planning a trip.
We have a bunch of them. I'm thinking about going to Hawaii at some point this year. I think that would be fun.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to use one of these apps to get started. I feel like everybody who lives in California gets to go there at some point, so
It's pretty close.
it's on the bucket list.
Right?
Yeah, well, relative to most places in the world, yeah.
Like for me, like living in Colorado, I think like Cancun's, like if you want a beach vacation, like it's like
That's
a
like
little,
that.
yeah, a little less expensive.
All right.
So.
Okay, friends, let's jump in. Yes.
Oh, yeah?
Should we? Do you want to, or do we still have stuff? that we
Yeah,
wanna-
no, by all means, let's dive into it, because I'd rather give everybody a second to look at these.
All right, Marco Polo. Exploring the world one step at a time. Also an awesome game to play growing up when you're in a pool.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Start your adventure. Starting.
I love that.
It's good. I like the backdrop. At the end of the day, I had fun. It was a good day. That's true. That's true. This is good.
Okay.
I like the quiz functionality. It's getting to know me.
Cool.
Nice.
Parts of the world. Skydiving off a building.
I probably wouldn't select that. Observing nature and its beauty, though, would be on the list. Oh. I think he's, because we said we wanted to go to Croatia, I think maybe that's like appealing to sensibilities. I'm going to say I don't like it. That's not true, though. It's not true. Let's just see where it's like the same quiz again. Cool.
So, wow, 10, looks like there's 10 different screens.
Oh, that was nice. It was a shout out to Natalie. She's not here, but is in spirit. So.
Oh, man, that's good.
Nice.
Okay.
Cool.
Oh, and they totally got her email address correct. Just kidding.
Yeah.
That's not correct.
All the artboards. Yeah, this is good.
That's good. Like 10 total screens.
Yeah.
Well designed.
Clean.
Yeah, clean.
Clever, too. I like the content. Traveler. This one's a good one, too.
Very keen. The removing the E from Traveler.
Yeah, that was good. Was another kind of shout out we gave. Costa Rica, great destination.
Hotel Costa.
Good. Guanacosta. That's good. Oh, my trip is booked. I'm going to Costa Rica, guys.
Oh, all right. So she's got to catch a flight.
Outta here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope to see a sloth. Okay.
Good job. Do you notice there's a little bit of glow on that? I think that could have been
the Traveler? Yeah, it is. It's kind of like neon-like. I like it. Yeah. Extended play. Milano. Also looks good. There's 19 artboards in this. Look at this. Choosing times. There's prices.
And I think this is a new one as well. So
Totally.
this is good.
It's a gallery. Oh, Sarah gets a shout out in here. It's good. Yeah, you can tell that Sarah's UI kit was leveraged for this one for sure, which is great. But there's a new sort of color scheme going on and new imagery. We got a credit card number here. Nice.
What if that was what if that was like the last 4 digits of your credit card? Like
it's 4 digits. Not gonna get you very far. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
All right. Travel boost. That's good.
They just
It's
put
like
you
this
in
is
that
like a mining
in that
like shout out to the gold rush.
what is that called? A catapult? They just nest you right in there and you're like,
is that
you're
a catapult?
going on a trip.
Oh, I guess it is. I was thinking it was
going
like
on a
one of
trip.
those railway
Hop in.
things. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, like that. That was just like, okay.
A catapult makes way more sense. It would get you way further, way faster. Okay.
Instead, they just put you in a catapult and like you can travel anywhere within maybe 200 yards.
You just gotta wear all this body gear and a helmet and
travel boost.
Also, not expect to get really past like I don't know, a mile tops. And if you could fly a mile, no, my physics is totally off there. That would be really far.
Yeah, you would just break every bone in your body.
Yes, you would not survive that
trip. This is nice.
This is very nice.
I don't know if this is
you got
from
a Toronto
the UI.
shout out too.
Yeah,
it's good.
Although it'd be like YYZ.
It would be the YYZ. Cool.
And again, I like that detail, the airport code.
Buckle up. Oh, that's nice. I like that was very clever branding. Buckle up.
Air hotel rental. Looks like we just have multiple screens kind of stacked, but the information's really clear. Apparently you're going somewhere else. Where are you going this time? Where's your trip
is booked.
To LAX. Oh, that's not so bad. You're not going too far away.
But I am coming from Dallas.
Nice.
All right, cool.
Chandon, thank you so much.
That was cool. And travel.it. I like a clever URL. It's good. There you go. Again, making use of that great UI kit by Sarah.
There's your credit card number again.
I like how they have the little fingerprint confirmation. It's very forward thinking.
I like it.
All right, and the last Wanderlust. Looks like we only have a single. Oh no, I understand. I swear I've used this product before. There's little prompts. Wonder. Oh, there we go.
Oh, you're funny.
Cool. Nice. Find where the locals hang out. I think they're ripping our idea off.
But it's a great idea.
It's a good idea.
I want to know where the locals hang out, you know?
Ooh.
A lot needs to be said for...
Mon ami. All right. Share with friends. Yeah. I don't know who I'm responding to, but
Sounds
I'm
fantastic.
down. Let's go explore Paris. All right. I think I'm just repeating myself now.
No, you're good.
Like on this one. So we've seen them all.
I like the transitions.
The transitions are good. It was nice to see those.
It's always interesting to see how even just the placeholder photos influence the design.
Yeah.
Because notice how these photos match, and you know you see that kind of time and time again.
Yes. Yep.
But it is very cool. So looks like so far we have. Did we get them all by the way? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I think so. Yeah.
7.
I clicked on all the links.
Cool. So it's kind of our job to kind of get this narrowed down, and that's what we're going to do right now, but it's really cool. Obviously, I don't think there was any one that had just 3 screens, but we'll get these narrowed down, and we do take bribes. Not really.
We don't take bribes.
We agree with Hugo, though. Nice submissions, everybody.
Yes.
Really
yes.
appreciate
Bravo. Bravo.
you taking time out of your busy day. Yes, Sarah's also doing. So Sarah knows that what's been used, what's been manipulated, and all that fun stuff. So she would also be a good judge. Sarah, as we dive into these, love to get your feedback, Sarah, and of course Tim and Val, Hugo. So let's get some of these narrowed down, which is what I'm doing right now. I like how I just do that. This one's very nice. It's super clean, easy to use.
It's true.
And I like this approach of asking yourself questions and ready to explore.
No past adventures.
Yeah,
that's a sad story.
Yeah. No past adventures. I really like this one. This one's good. We can dive into some of
I do
this.
like that orange glow.
Yeah.
I do like that orange glow.
That is nice.
And Costa Rica is a soft spot for me, I will say.
I like this save. We can go back. Let's just click through all these to make sure we... Okay,
decisions.
Solid.
This is really hard.
That's definitely a solid one. So type of place or select one. Ooh, wait, look at this. How many? They got 3 different areas. So choose an available time.
There's 19 artboards, right?
You guys are killing me.
So many options.
Wow.
You want to see the next one? Travel boost is the catapult action.
I think this one's the most fun because it just seems like a good time.
Yeah.
Sign up. This screen is really clean. They did a fantastic job using this thin font. Anytime you're going to go larger the font, go thin like that. So this is awesome. I'm not sure where this font came from, like if it came from the UI kit, but I think that's a good choice.
It looks good.
This is good. Where are you going? New York City. Let's see Lady Liberty.
Lady Liberty.
Do that tour. Fantastic. Diving into this one. Let's just make sure I started out at the beginning. Wanderlust. Cool. All right, we have some decisions to make. And
he's narrowing it down.
Yeah.
He's getting it down.
I just did that. I think this one's really solid, and I'm just trying to go to sort of my favorite screens for all these, and we'll talk through them. Also interested in hearing from the audience. This one has 19 screens. Just because you have a lot doesn't mean you'll necessarily win, but we really appreciate all this hard work that went into this one. So I'm down to these. In my opinion, I think it's down to these 2. Can I separate these two out?
Oops. Maybe,
sorry,
probably not.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Can we? I don't know. Nobody like. What do you have on your desktop? She's like, I cannot show my desktop.
Technology problems. Well, no, my desktop's like really not that bad. I just anyway.
It's just kind of messy.
But yes,
I wanted you to
secret.
like. I wanted you to like spill the beans about some top secret stuff. So, anyways.
Well, all I can say is stay tuned in the next couple of weeks. But I say that like every week. We always have good stuff coming out. Just pay attention. It's good. Yeah.
I like it. Can you put those two side by side at least so you can look at both of them? Ryan Elliott, is one of these yours? You're nervous? We don't mean for you to be nervous. Laura, this is not the time to take a break. We're about to pick a winner, and essentially we have two. It narrowed down to two. Oh yeah, Ryan, this is yours. Ryan, this is good. This one has 19 screens. I mean, I know which one. Let's just kind of go through these. Wow, this is hard. I know which one I like.
What does one say? Like, should I say what I think? Or
yeah, for sure. What's that?
Which one?
You can tell me out loud.
Okay, so
well, let's just talk through it, seriously.
They're both awesome. I like the very clean design of Marco Polo. I also feel like it has it's a little more unique from the original UI kit. So you can tell that the elements were taken and really made into their own. The 19 screens look great, but they are very similar to the prototype built into the UI kit. I like the fact that the Marco Polo one has a little bit more of its own look and feel.
Yeah.
But they are both great. And
I agree. Yeah.
And then the other thing I would say on the Marco Polo one is, again, it was Marco Polo. It was a great game. So the name just like appealed to me.
It is pretty great. So let us know what you think, everyone, in the chat. Looks like Mohammed likes the left one. I agree with everything that you said. I think the one on the left is super clean. I like the color scheme, and I think everything's just like on point. There's a subtle gradient there too. So does the one on the right. But I'm totally like digging the one on the left. Want to hear from you. Everybody's saying Marco Polo. Everybody's saying Marco Polo.
Marco.
So, Polo.
I found him. He's right here. I had to. I'm sorry.
All right. Yeah. So, I say we declare a winner. And I say the winner is Marco Polo. Yay. That is Ryan Elliott's. So, congratulations, my friend. And a huge shout out, by the way, for this Sky Travel one's fantastic. Discover Milan's awesome. It really is. Like, you always feel like a bad guy because you want to pick as many as you can, but it has to come down to one.
It's true. We can't totally Oprah it, so.
We can't Oprah it, but Ryan, you are the man. We really appreciate you, and you did a fantastic job. So you Creative Cloud for 1 year. Thank you so much.
Nice
for
job,
Sarah,
Ryan.
creating an awesome UI kit, and that's one of many. We didn't even open up the others. I think we will. We'll have a new challenge.
We opened one other one.
Oh yeah,
we got the Navigo transportation UI kit.
Yeah, the Navigo transportation, which is again really cool. There's like an Apple Watch.
There's an Apple Watch one. There is one that's for game consoles. So if you're ready to explore like an entirely new platform, it's a fun way to get started. And we also have a dashboard kit. So dashboards. Displaying large amounts of information in a really easy.
Oh wow!
To
yeah, I haven't
consume way. Is awesome.
I didn't really dive into that one just yet, but I'm just like I also want while I have you here again, somebody from the XD team. I'm just kind of like I feel like salesy that I'm like pointing out this stuff, but I have
I think your audience is qualified. I think they are interested in these things.
Okay,
so
good.
I think we're okay.
I certainly hope so. Like, this is something that I've absolutely loved is again, Damien sent me like a file that has 1,500 artboards. So
yeah,
and I'm zooming in on that. It's smooth. It's like 76 megs. It could be larger, but it just runs super smooth. So that's good to see.
Boosted Boards hooked us up with a crazy thing of 1,500 artboards. We have a video of that in the launch blog post too. check it out.
Okay, yeah, that's very cool. And some other things we quite didn't talk about, we kind of mentioned it previously, but just like integration with other tools such as Zeppelin, Avocode. You can see a list here. So just allowing you to integrate with those other tools that will allow you to like sort of prototype further, whatever the environment calls for, I guess. I think this is an interesting sign.
For like a robust design to developer handoff, this is very cool. I mean, we have design specs beta built into the app, which is a great start. But for those of you who already have an established workflow using like Zeppelin or Avocode or what have you, this is a huge step forward in terms of that handoff process. So really stoked about that and really happy to be partnering with those great brands.
Yeah, definitely. So you can see them right here, you know, again, export for Avocode. And even on that note, because another one was, we're getting into sort of the exporting aspect, but I can dive into this and sort of define what I want to export. So as I just select our fun little character right here, right? Because everybody loves him. Off to the side, we can see in my layers panel, I can say, hey, you know, mark this for batch export. So that's what that means, and that's where that's at. And then you can export out everything at once. So
Great demo.
yeah, sure. I just like, I don't know. I just look for reasons to use this happy, fun guy right here. So anyways, it's super cool. We actually still have a couple minutes, so this is awfully nice. So we have Michael Crabtree.
Do we want to talk about
the retired Michael Crabtree? I'm sorry, I got to stop doing that. But we're going to do some more graphic design, interaction design as well. So the Michael and Michael show is what's up next, by the way. Michael Shays, Michael Crabtree. So that's good stuff. So Yizu, thanks for joining us, by the way. So stick around. We are just kind of covering everything and making sure we're not missing anything when we kind of tackle all this stuff. And when you mention design specs, I hope people know about that, because as I come out here to publish this, you can see right up here, design specs beta. And we've cleaned this up a little bit as well, just in terms of the information that you get as you take a look at it. So yes, Armando, welcome. Welcome, my friend. Good to have you here. I love your little avatar. It's pretty cool. So, gonna go ahead and open that up. And what's nice about all of these entries we're getting is like we could easily add comments to them and all that fun stuff. So we haven't gotten into a lot of this. We haven't even really talked about, you know, the fact that I could actually see all of the user flow. Yeah. So this isn't very complex, but I think that's really cool. So I think people have asked for this, like being able to see like a sitemap type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, this is a design tool designed by designers for designers. Like, it's really, you know, everything in there someone's asked for.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
They're all validated features, so.
Yeah, it's way cool. So from here, again, just kind of getting all the data on anything that I select. So as a developer, you definitely appreciate this. Not only do you have those assets, you have all the specifics for that. Even the text, it's going to copy and roll with that. So
it's true.
Awesome. So good to have you, Laura. Good to see you. I guess we're winding down. How much time do we have? We have some more time. So tomorrow the theme is going to be different as well. So we will release that at 9 a.m., maybe a little bit before. It's going to be entirely different.
You know what we should give a shout out to? Adobe Creative Residency.
Oh yeah, we need to do that.
Yeah. So Adobe Creative Residency. I'm gonna pull this up. You can see a beautiful screen behind me. Oh, my opinion does matter, but we'll deal with that later. Okay, so Adobe Creative Residency, essentially applications are open, and the Adobe Creative Residency, you apply, and if you're accepted, you get to pursue a project of your dreams, if you will, for an entire year. You get the support of Adobe. It is paid, so it's like a job, but your job is really, you know, focusing on creating something great. You work on a year-long project. For someone starting out their career and exploring different avenues, it's a great opportunity to get lots of exposure, because again, you have Adobe behind you supporting you every step of the way, and that includes everything from the tools you need to make things happen to the brilliant minds here that are willing to support you.
Yeah.
So it's...
And the big thing there is like, we're not looking for professionals that are like seasoned in their career. We're looking for people like, yeah, you have some education and then you have a clear vision of what you want to do over the next year, you know, and it could be anything from illustration to UX, UI, motion design, all that fun stuff. And you can obviously see even from this list, you know, obviously photographers, Natalie.
And Natalie, who isn't able to join today, but she's one of them.
Yeah. So super cool. Like, check it out. Go ahead and just have that application buttoned up. I think the clearer your vision, the better your odds are. So that's super cool.
It's a huge opportunity. So it's worth the time and effort it takes to create an application. But we encourage you to do it. And then you can hang out with us. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, maybe that's the downside of it. I don't know.
Well, you got a sense of what we're like today.
Just at least act like you like us. But we definitely appreciate you guys hanging out with us and sticking around. But stick around a little longer. Michael Crabtree's up next. Michael Shays. So we'll be back in another minute or so. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Sarah.
Bye, friends.
See you guys.